It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Fight of Aggressive News Show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon, who is not even completely and utterly set up, but I am now. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart and along with Diz. And as you can see by the video, we got something set up that I'm sort of going to be more vigilant on reporting. I just happened to find a story that kind of helps where I am. So I am going to play the story. And at the end, I will explain to you why I chose this story. We also have a fully, semi-fully packed second hour. We do have an Am I the A-hole, which off the bat, I'm going to tell you, yes, they are the A-hole. A Mafia video of the week, in which I'm going to ask the question now, and I'm going to ask the question before I play the video. Have everybody been paying attention? That's all I'm going to say. A positive story of the week, and of course, Foxy's video of the week. Anna, how you doing, dear?
Alright. Been busy. Had a support group today. I'm tired.
You tired? Well, if you want to leave anytime during the show, feel free. We completely and utterly will understand.
I'm good so far.
Okay. Diz, how you doing?
I'm good. Another beautiful, wonderful day in the land of plenty. My baby daughter's birthday was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. Thank you. And then my eldest baby's birthday is next week. And then this time next
November.
week, it'll be my birthday. And so this is our birthday run. Time to be
Nice.
broke for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Parker's here. Hey, what's up? This week has been pretty bad since Tuesday. I know y'all get into it on tomorrow's show, though. Yeah, we'll get into it tomorrow. But be totally honest with you, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told these two in the chat. Probably gonna be one of the shortest shows we've ever had. I mean, I'm just being real. Like, just gonna be really, really short. But let's not even go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get this party started. And welcome back, Vesper X. How are you doing, sir? Welcome back. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. Let everybody know that we are live right now. I will truly appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get into the first story. Basically, the whole introduction is going to tell you what's going on, but I can't remember if he did or not. Basically, OP is obviously writing this, and she received a pack of journals and flowers and candy one day, UPS to her house. She is now reading the journals, and I think it will explain everything to you of what's happening. And trust me when I tell you, it is one of the wildest stories I've ever heard.
In this post, OP is a woman who works an office job in a cubicle, and her cubicle neighbor has been writing like a weird journal, I guess, keeping a journal about OP. And then OP got the journal. So first I'm going to read OP's commentary, then a journal entry, then OP's commentary, then a journal entry, and so on and so forth. Okay, first I'm going to read OP's commentary. I received these journals, plus flowers, candy, and a huge stuffed bear from my former cubicle neighbor at a job that I worked at for 3 years. As you'll see, this guy is effing nuts. And before I start reading the journal, let me describe this journal to you. It is a small red book, probably about 8 inches by 4 inches, and written on the front of the book is Our Love Forever, Volume 1 of blank. Entry number 1, February 26, 2016. Wearing brown wrap dress with silver buckle on belt, 3-inch heels, also brown. Hair up, a little too much mascara. You and Catherine were talking about that dumb show, Pretty Little Liars. I tried to get into the show for you, but after 2 seasons, I just couldn't take it anymore. Holy moly, that is some vapid garbage. When we're together, I'll introduce you to amazing TV and movies. Take Mad Men. The sublimeness and stunning virtuoso performances will bowl you over. Although, I should be careful about what I introduce you to. The way they try to show the antithesis of how proper housewives should act is disturbing and clearly done for dramatic license, not rooted in reality. I know that you won't mind staying home to raise our children properly. It's what, oh my God, it's what women are built for after all. Certainly you need to work now, but have no fear, my love. I'll take care of you the second that you're ready. I will lavish you with all you need to support, love, and cherish me and our kids. Oh my God, this is so much worse than I thought. Okay, now we have OP's commentary. OP writes, this is just one selection. Most of the entries, 221 entries in total, are rather mundane, just notating what I wear and anything that pops into his crazy head that he feels that I want to hear him blather on about. Our cubicles were next to each other the whole time that I worked at this company. We were kind of friendly the first 6 months that I worked there. Then he asked me on a date, and I very politely declined. I was very firm that I don't date coworkers. After that, besides a friendly hello, he said almost nothing to me. We were on different teams, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But after I turned him down, he started keeping this journal. This entry also takes a turn into the crazy. Up until this entry, he called me pet names and talked as if we were currently dating. This is the first time that he really reveals that he's planned the rest of our lives out for us. The last 9 months of the journal get really bad.
It gets really bad.
I missed something because I'm sorry, I'm distracted. How did she gain access to these journals?
It will be explained to you at the very end. Exactly how she got it. But at this point of the story, this is what the journals was found UPS to her, and it was sitting on her porch when she got back home. Along with flowers, along with a stuffed animal. I think she said a teddy bear, but I'm not sure. And candy. But that will be a little more clearer and more understandable. I want to think the last video. So it's 5 videos total. We just finished number 1. So it gets, right now it's a little mundane. Believe me, when we get to the final 2, this is
not mundane.
This is mundane compared to the final 2 or 3. Yeah. A restraining order. This dude is worse than the one who called me the white-haired lady. Yeah. Yeah. And hey, Tracy. So let's go ahead and get it through it, because keep going.
Then we go back to the next entry, which is dated 1 month after the first entry. Wearing black and white striped blouse, lowish cut, gray blazer and black slacks, hair down, haircut soon, black flats. Don't say you need to lose weight. Why would you feel bad about your appearance? Fine, losing a few pounds wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't begrudge you that. But no one's perfect, not even me. Flaws can be endearing because it reminds us of our humanness. Flaws, not full-out red flags, mind you, can enhance someone, not detract. So revel in your beauty, my love, in your slight flaws and imperfections. They make me love you more, not less. It breaks my heart to hear that you fall for big media's banal BS. I want to go to you, take your lovely face in my hands and tell you, resist the siren song of dieting. Have another bagel at the roundup meeting. Maybe even a dab of cream cheese. Just don't go crazy. Those slopes can be slippery. And although I would still love you, I would be disappointed if you gained weight. This is Dabney talking now. What I find so funny about this is he's like, flaws, not red flags, but flaws. Meanwhile, this diary literally has a red cover. This diary that this guy's writing in is literally a red flag. Okay, Opie's commentary is, every time I read this entry, I eat a family-sized package of double-stuffed Oreos just to spite him. Okay, back to the journal. This next entry is 1 week later. Wearing, question mark? I hope you're enjoying my... Sorry, okay, focus. I hope you're enjoying your vacation, my sweet, but I miss you terribly. This week will be pure hell. I'm counting down the minutes until next Monday. Honestly, I thought of going with you. Oh my God! I'm sure if you saw me there in the resort, your heart would have been bursting with love, but maybe not. I'm sorry for doubting you, but on that tiny chance that you weren't super happy to have me there, I couldn't put you through that. After all, I can't be a part of your friend's wedding, right? Sometimes it seems that you're close to acknowledging our true love. Other times, it frustrates me. I'm sorry, but it does. I don't want to be mad, so I wait. But not forever, silly. Heck, this could be for the best. Seeing holy matrimony could be the push you need. I hope so, because I love you, and you love me. Soon. OP's commentary is, I know what my reaction would have been if he was at the resort in Mexico where my friend was getting married, a trip to HR, and moving to a different part of the office.
I want you to keep in mind as you're listening to these stories. Now, obviously, he's writing in a journal, but the way he's writing it is like he's actually sending this to her as letters. Like she knows what's going on. So he's literally, everything he's writing in his journal is like, I'm communicating my feelings to you. You know what's going on here. It's every video is going to get worse. Just going to give you the heads up. This needs to be a reward for the cringiest story of the year. I don't have that award.
We don't need that award.
I don't think I want that award.
So I'm just going to chime in real quick because, I'm known for being the resident serious person, and I can't help it.
It's a serious situation.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the story is deeply upsetting to me.
Yeah.
Because, like, no, I mean, like, I don't know how to put it. But anyway, this is something that to us is a random story, and we're reading about it and discussing it. But it smacks of the kind of thing that if we knew the real story, it ended quite tragically. And that's what I mean, right? Like Tracy mentioned, a restraining order. Unfortunately, a restraining order is a joke, right? A restraining order is you leaving a breadcrumb so the police know who to go look at first for what happened to you. Because a piece of paper doesn't stop someone who is obsessed or deranged, right? And then, like everything inside of this story, I would love to say, oh, this is just another fake story, but no, this is exactly how these situations play out. And this is where you live so much in your mind that you've created this fantasy. And in the beginning, he knows that it's fantasy, but as it moves along, it becomes his story. And then as it moves along, it becomes his life. And then as it moves along, he gets angry because she, who is a part of his life, is not loving him the way that she should. And then curtains, right? So it's like, that's why I'm saying this is like super disturbing for me.
I get it and I understand it, but like I said, at the very end, I will explain to everybody why I chose this story. I will literally explain to everybody why I chose this story. But let's go ahead and get to part 3, right?
Yeah.
Part 3.
Back to the journal. This entry is about 2 or 3 months later. Wearing green silk blouse, black tight skirt that doesn't make your knees standing, black 2-inch heels, hair up. This flirting thing with Mike needs to end. I try to be understanding. Women are evolutionarily wired to flirt. But hearing you banter with him 2 or 3 times a week when you know that I'm listening makes my blood boil. What does Mike have that's attractive to you? I just don't get it. It makes me sick hearing his disgusting innuendo and your positive responses to that kind of talk. Be modest, be meek and pure like you should. I feel like I need to stand up and remind you that your perfect mate is right here, inches away. I'm everything you need and everything you'll come to understand that you want. I struggle with your behavior, my sweet. I truly do. But it doesn't get me down because I know the end game, even if you don't yet. That we'll be together forever. You're getting there too. I can sense it. Your inability to date anyone more than 2 or 3 times, and the fact that even you recognize Mike as just a work boyfriend, i.e. a plaything, means that you're getting there. I'm patient. I truly am. After all, we'll have the rest of our lives together. OP's commentary is barf. He doesn't understand that a work boyfriend actually means anything. I didn't find my work boyfriend attractive at all. I just enjoyed his jokes, something to break up my day. We're going back to the journal. This next post is about 4 months later. Wearing loose button-down turquoise shirt, black A-line skirt, hair up, black flats. Thank you, my love. I'm so happy right now. That conversation with Carol talking about masturbation habits, wow! Every time that fat hippo opened her mouth, I wanted to yell, "Shut up! Let my beloved talk!" Smiley face. I'm not gonna lie to you. Never, unless it's for your benefit, obviously. I've been, oh my god. Bruh. I've been rock hard ever since. I'm seriously considering making use of the bathroom in that way. I've only done that once here before, when you wore that 2 sheer blouse under your lavender jacket. But the heat was gorked, so you had it off all day. I could see your lacy bra and a hint of your sensual mounds of pure heaven. I missed that day. September 14th, 2015, to be exact. I'm so thankful I got a pic. Yeah, you kinda have a derpy face in the picture, but it wasn't like I could ask you for a pose. Not to take anything from your gorgeous face, but that picture is all about your breasts. Honestly, in this case, you could have a bag over your head and the picture's amazingness wouldn't be diminished in the slightest. Way off topic, I know. I'm not trying to embarrass you, my sweet. God, I can't get that picture out of my head. I feel like if I touch myself again, I'll explode in my pants. Okay, 1 minute. OP's commentary is, the fact that he always heard every little thing that I said is really suspicious to me. Yeah, he was 4 or 5 feet away from me, but I honestly wonder if he bugged my cube somehow. Because there is no way that conversation was loud enough for him to hear normally. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but based on his behavior, I have pretty good reason to be. Also, double barf at the thought that I was trying to turn him on or that he went to the bathroom to pleasure himself. Those double stuffed Oreos from before don't have a chance.
Still, I want you to pay attention to this sentence. Notice how it gets worse and worse and worse. And this, I can't remember how you put it in the last video, but it just made perfect sense how you were saying it. Like it becomes a right, and then it becomes a story, and then it becomes his life. No,
yeah, basically that's what I was saying, but
it becomes a fantasy, and then it becomes his life.
Yeah. I'm ready for the story to be over.
Yeah, we're getting there.
No, legit. Like
I know. But 2 more.
Me.
2 more.
I'm trying to be a good sport, y'all. I'm trying to be a good sport. When I drop off this feed, then you just know I'm still listening. I'm not. This isn't the kind of stuff I can take in, bro. Like this, and you see how. Never mind.
I know. But like I said, there's a reason. So 2 more.
Back to the journal. This entry is 3 days after the last one. Wearing blue slim sweater with white collared shirt underneath, light brown slacks, hair up, brown 3-inch heels. Just to make sure you understand in regards to our discussion on Friday, I do try to limit my self-pleasure. Yo, hold up. This is Dabney talking. I gotta point something out. He says just to make sure you understand in regards to our discussion? Does he think that these journal entries are a discussion? This guy's nuts. He's certified. He's a nutso. Back to the journal. And have no fear. It's only you I think about when I just have to release. Oh my God, I don't want to read this sentence. All of my precious material is...
I can't do no more myself because that means that's the third time I listen to that story and it's getting sickening. The end point of the story was how she got the journal and everything else. OP never even knew this guy existed. I mean, not to that level. She had quit her job, still not knowing anything about this. She just got a better job somewhere else. So she had went home, packed a few things, got on a plane, went to the other city that she was going to be at to look for an apartment. One of the entries of that journal was him, of course, being totally pissed off. How could you do this to us? Blah, blah, blah. You're leaving and everything else. This guy goes to HR and says, OP won't be around. And she asked me to give her her final check. So I was going to drop her final check off. And that's how he found out where she stays. Of course, the person who gave him the final check was fired. But that's how he found out he was staying. The rest of it is secondhand talk from OP when she got back from her neighbors who said the dude camped out at her apartment for 2 days straight, waiting for her to come back. Until they said, we're going to call the police, and that's when he left. When she came back, that's when she saw the journal and everything else that was on there. To end the story off, the guy is in jail for 3 to 5 years. And they said, why was he in jail for 3 to 5 years? She said, I got a restraining order on him. And luckily for the police, they was monitoring my apartment and saw him pull up because he was fit to kidnap her. So he was arrested. He was put in jail. Now, here is my reasoning for putting this on, because this is my fear of what's going to be going on for the next 4 years. It's not political at all, my talk. This is a fear of mine. That people are going to be emboldened to be doing this a lot more. This is a warning to watch your back. We knew it was terrible in 2016 to 2020. We've heard the stories. And I'm postponing or suspending the no cuss the first hour because I just don't care. This is more important. It was hell for a lot of citizens of this country. Pure hell. Nobody in this country needs to be living in fear. I can say that all the time, but that's not reality. It's not. Please get that through your head now. That whole mentality of your rights and everything else, and I shouldn't have to live in fear, stop it. Because it's not reality. At least for the next 4 years, it is not reality. You're just being unrealistic with yourself, with your family, with your friends, with everybody that you love and care about. Even if we're talking about the people that you work with, it's going to get bad. Just suck it up for that fact. It's going to get bad. And as much as they don't want to try to agree with it, history does matter. And I have history on this. People like this guy is going to wind up being more emboldened to do more and more out there in this country. They're going to write themselves a license to be able to do this. So please, I'm telling you, do not fool yourself into believing that this is impossible or something's going to happen or they'll get caught. You can't promise that. Not anymore. Because you're using logic in an illogical time. You need to be watching your back. You need to take every threat serious. You need to put your mentality, Billy Badass mentality, away. And you need to be protecting yourselves everywhere. At work, at Walmart, hell, walking in the park. Because it's about to get really bad. And that is my stance. I don't know if it's going forward, but this story creeped me out so much, it gave me 2016, 2017 vibes. And when the pandemic hit, it got a whole lot worse. This is all I can do. That's why I said I don't know how long the show is going to be tomorrow. I'm no longer going to try to sit here and talk politics. That part of it is out of my hands. This I can probably have some type of control over. Just circle the wagons. At least try to protect my people. That is in my hands. But everything else, not much. Not much. I do not want anybody to think that I cannot shun away from the tough discussion. I can't do that. Because I can't have somebody not take this seriously because I didn't want to hurt feelings or scare somebody or bring up some bad feelings. I can't do that. These next 4 years, I'm trying to keep people alive. Period. Now, it's still the same consequence. Either you listen or you don't. I mean, Foxy told me when I was upset, Marlon, you can't control everybody, no matter how much they listen. It's true. I can't. But I can do my part, say what I got to say, hope for the best. That's what I'm doing now. Have the tough discussions with you, hope for the best. But it's been a terrible week, both politically and personally. But I got to do what I got to do. So, circle the wagons. Get with your people. Build a stronger community. Because you're going to need it. This is not an every man for themselves situation anymore. again, at least for the next 4 years, but can't even make a promise about that anymore. I can't even do that. I can't even tell you if you remove the man, things will go back to normal. I can't say that. Because I don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 years. But I'll just be speaking around in circles. I'm done.
So here's the thing. Glad you got that out, bro. A lot of people are going through a lot of things. We're all going through some things, and you can't let this stuff sit in your head. You know, you never know who you can help talking through things. So a couple things I'll toss at it. It ain't even so much about the story because you know how I feel about the story already. Mm-hmm. So is this for me? This is just me speaking. This ain't about no presidential election. This ain't about no 4 years, right? Women have been under threat for as long as men have been on the planet with them. All right, let's just go ahead and put that one out there. And then the culture of America has always been hostile to those that have any degree of vulnerability. So we have watched here we'll put it this way, the underpinnings of this movement where the attack on women's autonomy, wanting to remove them from the workplace, making them subject to whoever the male head of the family is, in all respects. This movement, in a way, has almost nothing to do with the president that's coming on board. His focus is corruption. His focus is self-aggrandizement. His focus is stay out of jail. Yep. It's the people around him. It's the evangelical church. It's the Christian fundamentalists. It's the revisionist history people who long for some view of 1950s America without fully understanding, or worse yet, fully understanding what the 50s was in America. So yes, you need to keep your head on a swivel, but you hopefully have already been doing that. I'm glad you said it towards the end there, that it's the importance of sense of community. This is a time that you need to find your community and strengthen your bonds within said community, however you define community, so that you have a safe place to bounce ideas off of and everything. But I caution you, everyone, do that offline. Okay? No, don't do that in the chat room. Don't do that on your main page. There's some things you can say, of course. It's still free speech, so to speak. But we have ourselves in a situation where you had two different paradigms under which you could continue to resist the duopoly, if that is the term that you use, or the status quo, if that's the term that you use. Anything that you wanted to resist, you still must resist because it's in your way to do so. But now it's going to be harder for you. And that is what's going to be more difficult. The lay of the land has not changed, folks. The lay of the land has not changed. Women are just as in danger as they were before. The Biden administration was no safe haven for women, right? The Obama administration was no safe haven for women. America is a dangerous place for women. But a large proponent of women decided that they're going to vote for their identity And so the will of the nation is what the will of the nation is. You're not going to change that by being mad about it. You're not going to change that by being terrified. You're not going to change that. This is the country we live in. And while people like myself were telling you this is your country, it was hard for many of you to see it because it was still conflicting with what you wanted to believe. And now that is why so many people are so stressed out right now. Because not because of the election, you're stressed out because the reality you have fashioned for yourself can no longer hold up to the reality you were trying not to see. And I don't say that as a negative towards you. I get why people have done it. It's hard looking at some of the darker things in life. But now you have to wrestle with it. So people need their time to grieve. They need their time to process. For me, I allowed myself one day. And if you're on my social media, you suffered through that day. But others are going to need more time. But what I would lead everyone with, going back to the story that led us into this, now is the time to show how much you actually love someone. Okay? I'm not even going to get started about allyship because I think allies is a joke. I've told y'all such many times before, and your allies have abandoned you yet again. But your friendships that you have formed, your relationships that you have formed, you'll need them now. Use them. Be there for each other. When your friend is having a down moment, give them an up moment. Even when you yourself are struggling with your own moment. That's what you do for the people you care about. But that's what I'll give you on that. I hated the story. The reason why I hated the story is because I felt like it was detail I didn't need. But the story, I see why you chose it, Marlon, in and of itself is indicative of what many women have to suffer through and have continued to suffer through. And the men in their lives have not been up to the challenge to protect them. And so here's our chance, folks. The things you said that you would have done if you had been in the past. Well, the past is present, and now you're all going to be tested. I'm going to be tested, and it's up to us how we do it.
Hey, Anna, do you have anything? All right. Closing up the first hour a little earlier because I don't have a story. And don't want to try to find one.
Hey, well, we can talk about other things.
Like what?
So, given that the quote-unquote political season is now behind us, what are some of the things that people can do or look to for themselves? I don't know, maybe that's too vague, but I just think it's people are going to dwell on the things they're going to dwell on anyway. But what about you have a life that extends beyond electoral politics, right? Look at some of the content that Anna creates for us. Appreciating nature, appreciating the time that you have, being in the present, right? Learn how to do that. Go outside, people. Let's touch the grass, as they say. Touch a tree. The world is still there. Some of the uglier sides are louder. But personally, I take stock in this and I say, hey, mask off, everybody, mask off. Now you see more of what you didn't see before. So it'll be actually easier for you to avoid some of your dangerous moments. It'll be easier for you to avoid some of those things. So if you have a business thing that you're interested in, now's the time to look into that. If you have a friend that you've kind of lost touch with and you've been meaning to give them a call, give them a call. Right? You got family one state over, but you've just been too busy. Pick a weekend. Take your happy butt over there and see them. Like Vesper is saying, you got neighbors. You know what? All right, it's not barbecue season now because it's kind of cold in most of the country, but that doesn't mean you can't, get with 2 or 3 of your neighbors and say, well, let's go to Longhorn Steakhouse this weekend, and the families just sit down and eat. We get to know each other, right? You little things. You can still do it, guys. You still got to live your life.
And on that note, keep a check of your mental health. Like, really, really. Like, I know, like I said, personally, this has just been a terrible week for me, but I can't let it get me down. Because, like Thea says, I do still have stuff to do. I do have things that I want to do, that I can do, that is in my power to do. So, like Vesper says, join an organization. See if there is an organization that has your mindset.
Take up some ceramics.
I knew Foxy was going to paint. Yeah, that's what she's been doing lately.
Yes.
Painting. It's been working wonders. She's cussed me out a lot less since she started painting. So
we do not cuss each other.
We do not cuss each other out. That is no.
Yeah, Marlon was just saying it goes one way, Foxy. And I don't really believe him.
We literally, that is a number one.
Foxy
rule.
is so sweet and so loving and kind. Marlon, you stop picking fights with Foxy.
But it's so much fun. Yeah, organizing what you can and can't control is important. Yes. Organize what's in your hands and what's not in your hands. Because what we've been so used to is getting frustrated and mad and angry and depressed and blah, 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 and everything else. It was never in your hands.
Well, to an extent, because that's where you run into me. That's where you run into me, right? The me and me, right? Like
the you and you, yes.
So you do need to recognize what you can and can't truly control. And if you are a spiritual person, then go lean on your spirituality. It might help you through this moment. There's community there, right? So lean on that, right? There's things you can do, but I still need people to understand that politics is only one part of the whole. And if you want a better world, you have to work for it. And stop giving up so easily. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but understand, as bad as you want something, someone else wants the opposite. And it's going to come down to who's willing to work harder to have that thing. In this particular cycle, the ones who wanted something worked harder than the other side. So if you want better schools, because, I have my own little pet project. So you want better schools, then become more involved in your schools. Lead the way, right? But don't allow yourself, in my opinion, to get caught up in a bunch of squabbles and all that. If logic could change everything, it would have changed everything before today. So don't get into those arguments, right? They won. Okay? They won this round. So Does it help you to argue with people online? No. Does it help you to have questionable or challenging discussions on your job? No. Does it help you to get you all worked up because of something you physically cannot change right now? No. But don't deny that energy inside of you. Don't deny that pain. Don't deny that frustration. I'm just saying take it and take it with you to do something with it. Start a business, start a club, join a business, do something. But don't give up. Just change how you fight. And there, it took up 8 minutes.
There you go. Good job.
There you go.
3-minute break to reboot and refresh, and we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I got to above you. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally.
We are back, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Radical Truth tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Help support Tracy and all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliAetc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. Please do not forget to go to Thea's website, OurUnitedCore.com. Communities Build Movement. And if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. Anna was not feeling well from like the very beginning. She really did have a very long day, and she tapped out. So I hope Anna feels better in the future. I appreciate her even giving it the old college try and even coming on, but I'm definitely not gonna make somebody come on and work a free show for communities. And I hope that she feels better. Maybe we'll see her tomorrow, maybe we won't. But my most important thing is that I hope she feels better. Um, that's my concern. Final point on the last discussion. Now that all states have been called, Trump got more electoral votes this time than he did in 2016. It's only because he won Nevada and the rest of the 2016 states. I don't have much to add to that. So
Yeah, I mean the main thing is, the nation spoke. Um, you know, and people. This is the thing this is where you do get me pushing back online, bro. Is stop blaming the black community. That's my main thing. Is stop blaming us. Stop blaming us. Please. Mathematically, we couldn't affect the outcome, honestly, because of where we're located and the fact that we did vote in large numbers a particular way, as we always do. And the drop off was negligible, especially when you line us up against every other group. What I need people to look at is the group that actually delivered the election. If you're mad about the election, you need to look at the group that delivered the election. If you're happy about the election, you're probably part of the group that delivered the election. Stop blaming us.
I laugh so hard when they do that because it's so funny to me because we said, how many times have we said, but you don't even talk to us. When you don't win the election, you blame us. Like, I don't even understand your logic on any of this. It's like a built-in excuse.
Well, because
I'm speak to you, but I'm gonna blame. It doesn't even make sense. But again,
it makes sense.
Again, my eyes have been open. I cannot use logic in an illogical time.
Well, here's the thing. It is logical.
No, it's an excuse.
No, it's logical.
How is it logical?
Okay. The way that this is
logical.
I'll
get myself together. So keep talking.
No. The reason why the blame game is logical is because you have to look at it from the standpoint of class or ethnic or group warfare. The black community is a constant whooping post for white America since the beginning of the country. We have been blamed for violence. Even though they commit the violence, we have been blamed for riots, even though they riot. We have been blamed for wars, even though we can't start a war. It's easy to blame us. We've been scapegoated since the beginning. We have been cast as the evil force in America while playing the role of America's conscience. Meanwhile, the ones who claim to be America's conscience have been perpetrating the evil. It makes perfect logical sense because tactically, you do not want to have people looking at you as the bad guy. All right. So the onslaught against the Native American people, to me, pretty clear bad guy. But if that's your team, then you're going to say, no, we're not the bad guy. It was divine providence and they provoked us and things like that. You look at Japanese internment, it's easy to sit there and say, well, yes, white men, Parker, but that's splitting hairs, right? Like, we knew that white men were going to overwhelmingly show up for the Republican Party. It's their party. What broke it, though, was not white men. What broke it was white women. And they're the ones that were being hailed as the future saviors of the electoral cycle because of Roe v. Wade, because of the being threatened with their own voting rights, being threatened with their ability to have careers. So it was like, no, white women are going to be so angry and they're going to turn out, and this is going to be a women's election. And it turned out to be a women's election, but it turned out to be a white women's election and Latino men election that pushed it that direction. So it's always easy to blame white men, but they never act alone. And historically, who has always shared in the benefit of what white men accomplish? White women, right? So they're not this damsel in distress demographic. But that's neither here nor there because we are where we are. But I'm just saying we need to look at things for what they are versus these fond imaginings that we do. But to your point, Marlon, when I was saying that it's logical from a warfare perspective. If you are in a fight, what do you do to win a fight? And if you look at it that way, everything that's been done makes perfect sense.
Okay.
But if you're looking at it from what's decent and what's fair, first of all, decent and fair are two things that are not natural to humanity. So you're already going against the stream.
Okay, I heard what you were saying. I'm saying I'm not speaking from a warfare type of situation. I get exactly what you're saying. The statement is still illogical. The reason I'm saying it is because you're saying they are using this because they're trying to win a war.
Yes.
I get it. Totally understand it. But if people in this country use common sense, it doesn't make any sense. It should not have worked to begin with.
Why not?
Yeah, because I'll go right back to the fact that what I said. You want to blame the Black community. At the exact same time, not ever speaking to the Black community. That is the point. Now you want to blame us for a part of something that you feel like it wasn't worth your time to even talk to.
But you blame us because you can't blame yourself.
Exactly. Like I said, my point is it's illogical if I was trying to make it logical, but they're not trying to do that. They're trying to win a war. So anything that would have been said, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. Now, if you want to win, okay, say the statement. I get you. Say the statement. It worked all this time. I get what you said, things. It worked all this time. Why change strategies? But that's for people who just don't use your head. That doesn't make any sense. But that being said, a lot of things never made sense. And it worked.
I think a reason why things don't oftentimes make sense to us is because we have shaded them with our own expectations. And then that creates the flaw is not in what's happening. The flaw is in how we are choosing to look at it. So if you look at humanity, you take all the ethnicities and everything off the table and you just look at human beings on this planet across history. Everything comes down to who controls the resources. Because if you control the resources, then your tribe or group is able to have a more safe, secure, and what's the term, like beneficial in a manner of speaking, existence. So given that, the fight always comes down to who controls the resources. Yes, we'll share the resources, but we want to make sure that our group gets what it wants first. So when you look at how America has always functioned, And if you listen to what the people on that particular side have been saying for more than 40 years, they've been very clear. We don't want to lose any of they don't like the word privilege, but we don't want to lose any of the privilege that we have. And if we have 90% of the privilege and we're sharing the other 10, understand we never had to share that other 10. We could have had it all. But because we want to live in peace with everyone else, we share the bounty of this land that our forefathers conquered. And then the groups that have previously known their place are continuing to ask for and demand more. So my 90 is now 80, still a huge lion's share. But what is represented in that 90 going to an 80? One, that means the 20 just showed up. That 20 is going to have people who get wealthy, people who have voices, people who have authority that didn't have it before. That's inconvenient, but manageable. The other thing that 90 going to an 80 does, though, is every family that normally had benefit of the 90 must now settle for 80, which means some of my children will not have a better life than I had automatically. See, those of us at the bottom have always had to fight for our children to have a better opportunity than we had. And we knew we had to fight because we were at the bottom. But if you've always been at the top and all of a sudden your child, you have to watch your blood, your love, not have what you thought they should normally have, you get angry, especially when you have control. So when I hear people say that white women voted against their own interests, that is not necessarily true. What they did was they voted for their class position because their children, their daughters are going to marry white men. The white women are married to white men. The structure that hires them and gives them jobs and opportunities are led by white men. So it's in their best economic interest to do exactly what they did. And they can carve out exceptions for any of the things that are inconvenient, because they too want their people to continue to prosper and grow. And they have the tools to make it so. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're literally looking at, and this is not symbolic, but you're looking at an eagle and you're blaming the eagle for doing eagle things. Like, they're not crazy. You are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think they're supposed to be fair. It's never been about fairness. Never. And that's why you've constantly heard me talk about warfare. You've constantly heard me talking about being in a fight, because one side knows it's a fight and the other side is just waiting for them to wake up and decide we're all friends. That's your mistake. It's not theirs.
I think tomorrow's show, we're just going to do this. We're just going to talk. I mean, it's going to be totally different. We've never done that before. I usually have videos up and news and everything else, but I think that was what tomorrow's show is going to be. We're going to talk. We're going to get we're going to release our energy.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bill and Charles saying it, but we're going to release everything. We're just
get
going
some of this stuff off your chest.
I'm not going to put a whole bunch of videos up and blah, 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 and everything like that, because I don't want it. We're just going to talk, because if you see the thumbnail that I got for tomorrow's show, I haven't calmed down from that point yet, so to speak. Maybe
I don't think everybody should be calm, bro.
I'm still at that point. I'm
Yeah.
still at that point. Now talk to me next week, and you know, Theo, using your analogy, at this point I'm at 100%. By this time next week, I may be at 98. Don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's funny because one of my dearest friends, I call her my sister. She was talking to me. It was on social media, but basically what she was getting at, and I needed her to say it for me to hear it, I guess you could say. But people literally, I don't understand. I'm gonna tell you straight up right now. Right now. Intellectually, I understand why people are in different places, but I struggle with it because nothing is new, right? Nothing is new. We literally had all these discussions, all these discussions for the last 6 months, right? We knew, right? And then what was about to happen, if we're honest with ourselves, we don't know.
Okay.
We have no real idea of what's coming around that corner, right? We got some fair guesses, but we don't know.
And I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to get
good.
this point out because of what you said. 6 months we told you. That's why I feel the way I feel with that thumbnail for tomorrow's show. It's not like we didn't tell you. It's not like we were sitting up. It's not like we sat in the show and going, maybe, maybe not. We're not sure. Could, possible. No, we told you. We told you what was going to happen. Okay. Well, all I can do.
Yeah. My biggest thing is avoidance is not a strategy.
No, not at all.
And hope is not a plan. And good, from my studying of history, never has actually overcome evil. So, especially not without a lot of work.
And if you want to use history, all your heroes were villains all along.
To the other side, absolutely. And they did some things and they made some decisions. And I love that. So the heroes and villains thing, right? Real quick, I'm gonna talk about Martin Luther King Jr. To me, he is still a hero. I love Dr. King and all the things he did. Is his strategy what I wholeheartedly buy? No, but that man was braver than I'll ever be. And that man did more than I'll ever even dream of doing. So he will forever be a hero for me. But he wasn't like some guy who came down from the sky. Okay? He had his foibles, he had his weaknesses, he had his ills, he had all those things. And one of the issues that we wrestle with, I'm going to say we on the left, I'm gonna go back to how I used to be, where I ain't even claim you. But anyway, but on the left, we're obsessed with perfection. And the obsession with perfection is why you consistently lose. Joe Biden's too old. Okay. Everything else he did for you, but he was too old. Kamala Harris, I just don't understand her. She flip-flops from when she was running for president in 2016. You didn't like her in 2016 either, right? So I just don't understand. I don't know what she stands for. The other person didn't even have policies.
What did I tell you on the phone the other day when I got somebody that went, I heard Kamala ain't even a Christian. And I looked, I was listening because I was on the phone with the person. And I listened, and I went, but you ain't a Christian. What reason reasoning would you have that that's your
Right.
what is your reasoning for wanting your leaders to be a hell of a lot better than you?
Well,
and I don't mean I'm not talking about politics. What I literally just said is I'm not talking about policies and procedures. I hope they're better than us. But Christian, you're not a Christian. But
that's
also
what
you put the logic on for not voting.
But what's foolish to me about those people who say that, because I heard that a lot too. Oh, I heard that a lot too. Goodness gracious. I'm voting for Trump because he's standing up for Christians. Okay. Have you ever stopped and did a litmus test of what it takes to be a Christian? Because if your definition, because I'm always coming for them Christians because y'all a bunch of hypocrites. If your definition of being a Christian is professing with your heart and professing with your mouth that Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior, that he died and was raised from the dead and he conquered death and he's sitting on the right hand of God. If that is the only qualification for being a Christian, how dare you say that Kamala is not? Because she tells you she believes that she is a Christian. Joe Biden has always lived his life as a Christian. He got some issues, but he's very clearly always aligned with being a Catholic and a Christian. Meanwhile, you do backflips around a guy who's never really claimed to be a Christian until it became politically expedient. He does not go to church. He does not pray, and he's admitted such to you. He doesn't even believe that he's done anything wrong. So you're doing backflips to now turn him into a David-like creature so that you can find a way to conquer your dissonance and the contradictions that you know are right there to call this woman not a Christian and this man a Christian. This is why one of the reasons why you have so much pushback from people like me, because I look at it and I say, look, if we believe in the concept of God as it's been presented to us, either God isn't what we think he is, or we simply are just wrong. Right?
Or, and hear me out, or you're a liar.
But if you don't believe you're a liar and you're not intentionally lying, then are you a liar?
I'm not going with it. What you don't believe.
Once you cross into Christianity, we're talking about belief.
I know, but what you believe almost come off to me is I don't remember. Like it happened. I don't remember.
Well, for me, I'm saying that it's good to have belief and it's good to have faith. I just want you to challenge it. That's what I want. I want you to challenge it. If you claim a standard, right? Like you can't take Christianity and then come to me and say, Theus, you're not a Christian. I know. I was, but I'm not anymore. And so the standards of Christianity, even though I try to live up to them, I'm not required to. You claim it. That means you're required to actively try to be a good Christian. Actively. That's your charge. That's your mission. And when you have other people who are bastardizing your name and bastardizing your faith, that is on you to stand up against that. It shouldn't be us on the outside doing more fighting than y'all on the inside. That's on y'all. But what I'm saying as far as challenging your faith is not disowning your faith, not walking away from the faith. Protect your faith. Protect your faith. But y'all don't want to do that, so that's a whole nother thing. I ain't worried about that. What I'm more interested in right now is what I've always been concerned about. What type of person do you want to be? Each of you, individually, and myself, what type of person do you want to be? Right? What does your name even mean? Does your word have any value? Do you lie when it's convenient? Do you shade the truth because it's going to get you what you want? Do you take off your Holy Ghost if somebody makes you mad? Right? Who are you? And so when people say that they're tired, I'm sorry, I understand and then I don't understand. They're saying they're tired and they just need some time because they're tired. And then I look at you and I say, tired of what? What did you do? Literally. You went down there and you voted. And I'm glad you did. Well, what else did you do? Who did you try to convince? Who did you try to educate? Who did you try to help feed? Who did you try to help clothe? Who did you provide shelter to? How are you walking the calling you say that you're under? How are you living that? And so that's the thing for me. Like, guys, the election is over, folks. It's over. And I understand that some of you are still in your grieving period, and I'm trying to be understanding of that. And for those of you who are in your grieving period and I'm getting on your nerves, ignore me. I'll still be talking when y'all feel better. But in the meantime, you know, I want to see people, you know, invest in themselves, right? Be it education, professionally, emotionally. If you need to get therapy, this is a great time to establish that connection with a good therapist, or get in touch with your clergy so you can get spiritual guidance and edification. This is the time to do that. I anticipate we're going to deal with a lot of issues economically across the landscape, like we did the first term. So start looking into things, right? If there's a business you've wanted to start, get that. Actually, I'm not a big fan of starting with an LLC. If you're not experienced in starting a business, sole prop doesn't cost you anything. Do that first. Go online. YouTube has so much information. Google, so much information. Go ahead, start looking into that. If you got a local business near you, go and talk to them. Get some information. How did you get into business? What are some of the things you wish you knew before you started this? What are some, do these things. Get back out there. We got, if all things continue, we got a year and a half before the midterms, and we got 3 years to be ready for the next election. And start working now so that you don't find yourself in the same position you were 2 weeks ago, or in the same position that you were, what was it when Biden was wrong? Like April, May, somewhere in that time frame, where you're sitting there like, well, why we only got these two choices? This is when you can start looking for better choices.
Now.
Right.
Instead of waiting for the election to come up and you put a candidate up that nobody heard of, that you're not going to hear about again after it's over. For instance, Stein came in third place.
A distant third, but yeah.
Way distant third, but third nonetheless. I'm under the impression that people have heard of Stein.
She better have. She's been running for 20 years.
Well, leave that woman alone. The point is that I was making was if you're going to get into this, start now. Build up your war chest. Don't wait until, all right, it's right around election time. Let's pick somebody. No. Because I'm always going to say the same thing to you every time. What's wrong with third party? I don't know who that is. Well, they're saying everything that you want to hear. Okay. Saying it.
You know,
and
how they
then
gonna
have the
deliver anyway?
ability to do it is two different things. It, and it's like what you said, is it's two really great distance of a thing. You can say whatever you want. You could say all the great things right down the middle. Yeah, you're not going to have the ability to implement any of it.
Well, it was funny that you brought up Stein and the Green Party, because Europe has a very strong Green Party. They hold elected positions, and everything. Now, granted, there's a parliamentary system over there, so it's a different function, but they disavowed her for this election because they saw what she was doing. What she was doing was dark and twisted. But the Green Party is a viable party. So use this time. If you just can't deal with the first two, maybe this is the time to challenge the Green Party and challenge them to do better and be better and stuff, and take over more local and state positions. And, you know, this is the time. Do it. Whatever works for you, do it. Right. Me personally, I'm pretty much done with politics. You know, for me, politics is a tool. I've always told you as such. It's a tool. It is not my way of life. So for me, it's focusing on the economics. It's focusing on community building. It's focusing on helping people shift their mindsets, right? Especially for us in the Black community. Many of our elders who could have taught us how to navigate days like these have already left us. But we still have some here who can give you some insight and some lessons that you can take from and adapt and move with. I'm telling people, because, you know, we're still in the Biden administration, so I can still talk a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this show will be over by the end of 2025.
You don't know. It could shift or something. No, don't speak that way. You know, we'll see. We'll see. But
I believe of speaking it into, which, you know, whatever how the saying is.
No, I'm not saying it from a superstitious standpoint. I'm saying as far as whatever you think, you do find a way to manifest. It's just how our brains are work.
Have you met me?
Okay. All right. So
know what you're saying. And
until Marlon shuts us down. But
I'm not going to shut us down.
Okay. Until whatever shuts us down. But to the Black community, because y'all, that's where I'm back over here. I've never really left, but I was being a lot more inclusive lately. I'm not all that inclusive right now because I have work to do. Okay. And the work that I need to do is helping us navigate in a landscape that we're not familiar with anymore. We have to learn how to do the work in the dark. We have to learn how to organize and build not some kind of revolutionary opposition. No, that's fantasy stuff. What we need to worry about is our young men, specifically Black boys in America. It's always been difficult for us. And now the police are going to be more emboldened. The courts are going to be more hard-hearted, all because of the language and the attitude that's coming down. So it's time for us to get to our boys. And even though we know our children, we know that this is a honor student who is very intelligent. He gets good grades. He's very respectable, but he's emulating or portraying an image that is popular and cool. And so he will be punished on his appearance despite his character. So we need to get to our boys and help them understand it's not their fault, but this isn't the world that they've known just a few months ago. You do need to be more conscious of how you present yourself. You do have to be more conscious of how you speak, even if you don't know who's listening to you. Is it fair? No. It's not. It doesn't matter if it's fair. My job is to teach you how to survive. My job is to teach you how to live long enough that you can get into a position where what I'm saying to you, you can say to the next generation, right? That's the job. We need more lawyers. We need more police officers. We need more doctors and nurses. We need more politicians. We need all of those things from our community. And that means we have to get to our boys, we have to get to our girls, and we have to help them. We have to farm them. They are our greatest resource. And right now, trying to find allies in the white community or the Latino community and all that, I time out for that for me right now. I still work with my friends and my allies and my associates because I believe that overlap is where the power is. But we have to strengthen our base so that when we go to our partners, we come strong, right? We come with well-spoken, well thought out, well-determined plans and demands so that we can make the proper concessions and make the proper demands so that we can get the things that we need to have. And we can't have that so long as we're all being free agents and we're all running around like Chicken Littles, scared that the world is ending. Okay. And then I'm gonna say this last thing, and I'm sorry, Marlon, for monopolizing your time, sir.
First of all, you're not, but go ahead.
And I just lost it. So it doesn't matter. That is what I want to. That's what I will be focusing on. I don't really care what y'all working on. This is what I'm going to be focusing on. The project I already shared with you, Marlon. That's about getting to our young people and having these conversations.
Yeah, right? But that project will be coming up very soon. Me and Theas have. It is so close. We're coming up with a schedule. What's going to be done is period, point blank in a discussion. We're done with that. We're just coming up with a schedule for it, and we'll drop that announcement as soon as we come up with a schedule for it. I don't want to say anything now because it's getting late. Am I the a-hole?
I apologize, bro. I thought we were literally just moving into the end. I didn't know you had more videos because I thought you had no more videos.
No, I have more videos. Are you saying people running around like the world was ending right before that?
What do you mean?
You don't know Chicken Little?
No, I don't understand what he's saying.
Because you were saying about people running around like Chicken Little, and I'm like, the story literally. Oh my God, Parker, look up the story Chicken Little.
I think he knows Chicken Little. There was even a kids movie that came out when he was a kid. Amazing movie too. It wasn't called Chicken Little, but it was about Chicken Little.
Chicken Big?
No, sir.
All right. This story is automatically you are the a-hole because I actually took it from Are You the Devil? I just didn't have any time to play it. It is formulated against two things that we both, me and Theas, do not like. Well, Theas don't like one part. I don't like the second part.
Oh, and it was called Chicken Little.
Oh, it was called Chicken Little? Huh.
Yeah, I thought it had a different name. But great movie. Go ahead. Sorry.
But sorry, Theas. I just like it. Wait a minute. That's what Theas was saying before he said sorry for monopolizing your time.
Oh yeah, when I was saying people run around with it like the world's ending, that's in my view since the determination of the race was right. So since Tuesday, people have been like really spinning out hard. They were not doing that before because people had allowed themselves, and this is I get it, but people had allowed themselves to hope. And so even though I think people told themselves they knew there's a chance he could lose. They allowed themselves to believe a little bit harder than we should have, that she could win. So there was a fake calm leading into that election.
Let's go ahead and get into the video because it is. I'm not cutting you off from this because literally this is what we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
No, that was my whole statement. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, hold on to everything until tomorrow. I need you to, because this is what all we're going to do tomorrow. We're just going to hold a good old-fashioned discussion about everything. That's what we're going to do. I may, second hour, I may have some videos and everything, but we'll see. But anyway, and apologizing in advance, it is a cheating video. I know you hate that freaking subject.
It's better than that first video.
We'll see. Cheating on my husband.
I'm a 42-year-old woman, and I've been with my husband, who's 45, for a decade. It was a cliche, corny love story. I used to see him at our local coffee shop, but never really gave him much attention. We were just passers-by who stopped at the same place. Until one day, we both had the same order and walked up to the counter reaching for it. From there, it was magic. We dated for 2 years, then eloped in our 3rd year. Like any other marriage, we've had our ups and downs, but came through stronger each time. Life was good up until a year ago when we learned that my husband has stage 3 cancer. He's been doing all these treatments even when it drains the life out of him, and while the disease has slowed, it's still progressing. Doctors have recommended hospice because at the rate that he's going, they think the treatment will kill him before his cancer does. I thought that I was handling it well until one day a coworker asked how I was doing, and I just broke down sobbing. I hadn't cried when I had to lift him off the bathroom floor every time after his chemo. I hadn't cried when he was hospitalized with pneumonia because of his weakened immune system. I hadn't cried when his doctors recommended that he kill himself. But that day, I did. And that was the start of my worst mistake. I confided in my coworker, a 39-year-old man, about the stress, and somewhere along the way, he became my stress relief. I shamefully started an affair that lasted until last week when my husband found out. I forgot to delete some texts and he read them. I could see the emptiness in his eyes. He never lost his will to fight after each bad prognosis, but finding out my betrayal drained him. His exact words were, "Well, I guess I have nothing left to fight for." He called his doctor and told him that he reconsidered his opinion on hospice. No matter how much I'm crying, begging, and pleading, my husband is gonna kill— No! My husband is gonna kill himself as his revenge? Yo!
Yeah, that's not what was happening. It was just, she was probably the anchor he was using for why he had to survive.
Yeah.
And with a broken heart, like, all right, let me just go ahead and go. Now that's what it was. It wasn't that he's trying to kill himself. It's just, what's the point? What's the point? So yeah, that's that. Is she the butthole? I mean, she is, but in my view, there's never an excuse for cheating. Just leave, right? It might suck, right? Like she's going through this really hard time with him, and this is a lot to put on anyone. And being a caretaker is tremendously draining and isolating and depressing and lonely. It's not for the weak. And she didn't choose that. That was something that happened to her and her husband. So that's how I would put that, right? So shame on her for cheating. And it's a shame that this man is having to fight this battle. I hate cancer more than I hate cheating. So, there you go. That's my take.
My only thing that I want to just add to this story is I think the problem that we're having is that would think that the only reason he's given up is not because of what you said, things I agree with you. What really going on is, well, I ain't got no reason to be here anymore. Use my anchor. My anchor failed me. I have no reason. But you didn't take, OP, you didn't even take it like that. You was so much into yourself, you thought it was revenge. And it's like, okay, you're not getting this. But then again, you're not going to get this. And the reason I've even given up so much on this story is the way you're going to take it was revenge that he's doing this to your grave. You're just going to believe it. He's given up. It was revenge. He dies. It was because of revenge. At a funeral, this is revenge. You can get remarried. Why did the first marriage go by? It was just revenge. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're going to think he's doing this to get back at you. And that's what's so disheartening about your statement. That this guy is just really trying to be here, not for himself, but for you too. And you failed him. But you're not going to look at it as failure. You're still going to put it on him.
I think that's what she's going to do right now. But I think she'll get past that. But then it'll be too late. She can't make it up to him. She can't apologize. She can't do anything. He'll be gone.
Parker said that story was somehow more depressing than the first story earlier.
It definitely was more depressing. The first story was just yuck. But this story is depressing.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't put the first story as being depressing. It was call to arms, if you want to use that word, at least from me. That's the reason why I picked the story. This is just good. So either way, let's move on. Mafia video of the week. What Tracy say? IOP acknowledged her mistakes.
Basically saying, I hope OP acknowledged her mistake.
Oh. Well, there was no follow-up story, so I don't know. And like I said, that was a video from Am I the Devil? And as you know, from Am I the Devil, the majority of the time they delete their post anyway. So I doubt there will be an update on it. I just really do. But anyway,
the update is he's dead.
Yeah, but did she change? Did she acknowledge? I don't think we ever gonna know. So anyway, I want to see, as everybody's watching, we're almost on the next to the last story. I want to see, is anybody been paying attention to our videos? I'm going to play this video. I'm not going to say anything. I want to see if people know where this came from.
Selling a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Good evening. Is this available? Yes, it is. Please leave me alone. We're sleeping. No more contacting, please. Thanks. Appreciate. You contacted me. I know. I'm no longer interested. Please stop contacting me now. I will contact the Attorney General if you don't stop. Thanks.
That's perfectly fine exchange to me.
Okay, I'm waiting on comments. See if anybody was listening, to see if anybody acknowledged it. Just go wait.
I don't remember this video being shown before. There's been variations of it, but I don't remember this one.
Nobody? No comments? No? Okay. The reason I played that is because we've played that video before. Wait a minute. Got a comment. So definitely have heard that before. Play it again. Okay.
Okay.
It's 22 seconds. Please. Okay, Tracy, I'll play it again.
Selling a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. Good evening. Is this available? Yes, it is. Please leave me alone. We're sleeping. No more contacting, please. Thanks. Appreciate. You contacted me. I know. I'm no longer interested. Please stop contacting me now. I will contact the Attorney General if you don't stop. Thanks.
Still nobody recognize it.
And the only feedback I would even have on the video is the dude who responded, "You contacted me." What you had to say for? Leave him alone. Doesn't matter that he did. It makes sense that he did, but I'm just saying, just leave him alone.
All right. Let's see. Okay, Tracy, sorry. And then rewind and listen to it again. I'm not gonna play that thing again. Even if it is 22 seconds. Come on. I'm not gonna do it again. My point is, we've heard this story before. Y'all just don't remember it was exactly in a different format.
Good evening. Is this available? Yes, it is. Please leave me alone. We are sleeping. No more contacting, please. Thanks. Appreciate you contacting me. I know I'm no longer interested. Please stop contacting me now. I will contact Attorney General if you do not stop the sex.
This is one of those I wasn't on for. This was you and Anna almost certainly, and because I don't like him anymore.
Why?
Yeah, it just got to be annoying. But yeah, I don't remember this one.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't correlate it with this to the singing video. I'm gonna play it tomorrow for Anna, so nobody says anything to Anna. I'm going to see if she picks it up. So, positive story of the week. Just a quick and funny story. Theus will take care of the funny part because he'll bash all over it. I honestly think I know exactly what he's going to say, too. Honestly, I really do.
Now I won't say it.
You don't know what I think you're going to say. So
I won't say that.
we'll see. We'll see. Bathroom.
So this is not my story, but one my grandmother told me a few months ago. My grandma's in her early 60s, and she's just about the sweetest person you could know. With that being said, if you tick her off, she can take a complete 180. Anyways, she's worked in retail for the past several years in a big bookstore as a manager, and she does everything, from stocking to cleaning to working registers, plus some. This story comes when she was out with her sisters one day at the mall. They had been out having fun, and they went to a department store. It then hit my grandmother that she needs to use the restroom badly, so she speeds to the nearest one she could find. She opens the door, and she sees a man washing his hands, and she keeps walking in. And with her years of retail work, she thinks it's a janitor. So she says something along the lines of, "Sorry, sir, I know you're doing your job, but I've worked in retail for a while, and I've had to deal with the same stuff. I really need to use the restroom, and I'll only be a minute, so please get out." She says this while she's heading to the back towards the stalls. At this point, she said it hit her that something was wrong. The man didn't say anything back, and as she went further in, she sees urinals. In complete embarrassment, she stops dead in her tracks, turned around, and she asked the man, "You don't work here, do you? And this isn't the women's restroom, is it?" Now, she would probably kill me for passing this along, but after finding your stories, I couldn't help but pass the story along and hopefully brighten someone's day. Just
I'll let you go first, Liz.
I don't see what's positive about this story.
It's funny. Not positive. It's brighten up your days. It's a
Oh, okay.
story.
Okay. All right. Senile lady walks into the wrong restroom.
What's why she had to be? You did exactly. You did it. Exactly.
That wasn't what you thought I was going to say, though.
Yes, I did.
You thought I was going to say something along the lines of, how did she not realize the bathroom had urinals in it?
No, I knew you were gonna bring up grandma.
Well, I had to. She's part of the story.
The grandma was part of the story of the restaurant story. You keep constantly bringing her up.
I'm just saying. I didn't know what. She's only 2 characters in this story, but yeah. So I don't get it. Now, the good part of the story would have been the man realizing that this woman is not on all cylinders. He politely just walks out the door and then stands at the door so no one else can go in. And then that way, when she's finished with her business and she comes out, he just walks away. That would have been a good story.
I'll leave that for Anna for tomorrow too.
Oh, I wasn't sufficiently engaged for the story, sir.
Was not humored by it.
No, because in retail life, I spent a lot of years in retail, and for different reasons, I've certainly had to clear the men's restroom so a woman could go to the bathroom. I've done that.
Oh yeah. I mean, you think about it, yeah. I remember those days. Been a while, but I do remember.
Yeah, any woman who's brave enough to use a men's restroom, I give you a lot of props. But yeah, definitely. I mean, the women's bathroom is either crowded or is broken or something. Yeah, I'll clear the bathroom and make sure that the ladies got somewhere to go. And guys never complain. Now today, today's world, who knows? You probably have guys throwing a hissy fit, but at least back when I was doing it, guys would be like, okay, understand.
Oh no, I would say this, ma'am, this is the men's bathroom. That calmly. Like, it was a mistake. I'm not gonna. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? You're Karen, you're nut. Dude, she made a left instead of a right. Calm the fuck down.
Well, now it's different because now it's just a trans woman. It's just all this nonsense that gets factored in now.
I don't know.
Like, even if it is a trans woman, who cares? Let her go to the bathroom.
I don't.
Not you.
No. I know you're not talking about me. I'm not gonna get into it. We'll be back. We'll be on here for another hour. We'll talk about that tomorrow too. Foxy's videos of the week. Everybody, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. This is almost the end of the show. If you are new to the show, we're almost at the end of the show. Foxy's video of the week is just a selective videos that I show. Some of them I may show tomorrow since Anna's not here, and some of these she will enjoy. So also, I'm getting lazy and don't feel like looking up new videos. So I may just leave them. Anywho, Diaz, tell me if this right. What it was like 20 years ago compared to today.
We getting fucked up tonight. We gon'
When they pulled the dead body from the playground, that's when they knew that Sarah, the 7-year-old, was a serial killer.
Let's see, 20 years ago, I would have been 25.
And I'd have been 32.
So 25. Yeah, I would party some, definitely. So yeah, that's pretty accurate, except for what she was watching. I don't like crime dramas. But
I refuse to watch anything like that before I go to bed. Like it's not gonna happen. I know it's part of the skit. I get it, but I'm not any serious stuff. You can do it. I can't get off my head when I go to bed because it's like the last thing that I be hearing is that. What's the word there?
Subliminal
to me. Like anything that I hear as I'm, in my man chair, dozing off and everything. Now everything has become subliminal to me, and I'm taking that to bed. So, oh my God, I had the worst sleep of my life. You should.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
You heard was about a serial killer. Yeah. What was peaceful about that? You should have a bad sleep. That makes you, I'm almost happy for you. That means you're human. If you listen to a serial killer was the last thing you went and you got into bed and was snoring your head off, kind of looking at you kind of different. Like, why was that more peaceful?
Fair enough. Yeah. But that's what I was getting at when I was talking about what you think, right? Because it's scientific that your brain continues to work on whatever problem you give it. Oh, there's some demented little people out there, man. I don't know about a 7-year-old serial killer. There's some 7-year-olds who will knock you off, but serial killer? That means that 7-year-old has been knocking off a few.
Like even if she started at 7, she was a serial killer.
I mean, I get what does it take to become a serial killer? Is it 3? I don't know. At what point do you cross over?
Try me at 3 years old.
No. I mean, you gotta knock off 3 people, and then you're a serial killer, or is it more about the pattern? They have to be a certain type, or
don't know. I don't know what the definition of serial killer. I don't know.
Like, because what's the difference between a serial killer and a mass killer?
Well, no, I got the answer to that. A mass killing is you pick the target with the most amount of people in it, and you killed as many as you could.
Oh, so it's one event. Multiple people.
It's one event.
Okay. And then a serial killer is like over time.
Over time.
Okay.
Like if you have a variety, like killing is a killing. It's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. We get it. We have to deal with it. But if you can connect all the killings to one person, that will be a serial killer. A mass killing is, no, I'm just going to pick this one target with the most population that I can and just get as many people as I can at this one location.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and it's basically just a matter of there's a series of events versus one event, like you said. So,
all right, this one's gonna make you mad, but it's true. Opinions on dinner.
Hey, baby, you want some dinner?
That depends. What are my options?
Yes or fucking no?
That'll be a yes. Yes, please.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing, bro. I mean, obviously he knows his lady because he was just like, I'll just go with yes.
I looked it up. Serial killer says 3 or more. Oh, I definitely didn't know there was a number, so to speak. But okay. When black people hear something,
I ain't with it.
Yeah, I ain't going to inspect it. I'm just.
No.
Well, wait. Gotta qualify that. In my house, if I hear something, I have to go inspect it because whatever it is, it has to go through me. But if we are like somewhere else, yeah, we all stand still, be quiet, and we're listening real hard. Do I need to run or do I need to hide?
but even if though, you have to go investigate. Y'all coming with me. This ain't gonna be no, well, Marlon, you're the oldest, so you go. Hey, I'm the oldest because I knew not to go anywhere to investigate a noise by myself. That's how I became the oldest. Y'all need to roll with me.
At a party?
Yes.
Well, at a party, I ain't going. Well, this is what it's gonna be. I ain't looking. I'll wait for whoever is that one in the group because it's always gonna be one. They'll go look. I ain't going. But at home, like I said, then it's gotta be me. I ain't got no choice.
Okay, let me ask you this question because I know it's family protection. You and me on the same wavelength. You're not gonna touch my family. I'm gonna find out what's going on. Do it make a difference if it's a new house?
You mean like creaking sounds and stuff like that? Then I'll probably write it off as something like that. But like say you hear shattered glass, right?
But yeah, it's like that. The sound like two basketballs dribbling 2 times and then it stopped. Like,
yeah, that's when I just pause and we wait to see what the hell's going on. Yeah. But
it reminded me of that Eddie Murphy joke about when they move into the new house and it's like, wow, honey, this is a great house. It's beautiful. We got a big yard. This is a nice neighborhood, good school. This is a beautiful neighborhood. Too bad we can't stay, baby. And they just leave. It just reminds me of that Eddie Murphy joke.
No, that'd be enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I came in this house. I know every last one of the voices that came in this house with me. That wasn't one of them. So,
gotta go. Next video, one of my all-time favorite jokes.
Okay, ladies, you repeat after everything I say. You say addicted, alcohol,
Addicted.
drugs,
Addicted.
What hit you in the face last night?
Addicted.
That's cute.
That was
I like how the one lady was like, "There's a trick in here, and I'm just gonna wait for it."
I picked this next video because I knew Tracy was gonna be on here, and she hates videos like this, so I picked it. Music from nowhere.
Bless you. Thank you.
Remember the story, the conversation we just had where you hear something and you just leave? I don't care what I was in there to buy.
You would leave on this?
Yes. Yes, there's something wrong with these people. I'm leaving. I'll go out in my car, and when they leave, I'll go back in.
Tracy said wrong. I love when music come from nowhere. I just remember one video I put on there. You said all you heard was noise. So It was just supposed to be. That
Thank
video
you,
was
Park.
weird. It was supposed to be weird. But anyway, since you like music from nowhere, I always love to play my favorite video. Music from nowhere, the very first one.
I need you to give me this line, but make it pretty. Put some spoon sauce on it.
Okay, spoon sauce.
Boom, 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 bum, bum. Ba-na-na-na-na-na, boom-dum-dum, ba-na-na-na-na, dun-dun, da-na-na-na-na, boom, dun-dun, you going. So you want there or you want up here?
I really wish I had that talent, and I know I don't. I really wish I had that talent that I know what I want the sound to be and make a beat. I just not that. So the first guy made the beat, but for him to have the talent enough to go, okay, now I have a
melody.
A melody, thank you, because I'm gonna say rhythm, but he was the rhythm person. A melody that he knew he wanted it for it to go with. I don't have it.
I ain't got none of that.
Last video of the night. Be prepared for it. Money coming in versus money going out.
That's about right. If I get paid on the 1st, I'm broke by the 5th. And then it's just hold on.
All right. It is. Tell everybody where they can find you.
There's going to be a resurgence of content on Complex Mind, Simple Man, just a little bit. I expect. Possibly not. We'll see what happens. But there's always the best place to find me, y'all. Right here.
Tracy, you sleeping when you type. Hold on, the show can't end. It's not even 12 p.m. Yeah, I'm not in it.
No, that's all right. I'll take this win, Tracy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're LGBTQ.
I appreciate this. I appreciate Anna. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.
Good luck out there, America.
You're going to need it. But we can get through it. We can get through it if we stick together.
Man, please, you got to do some hard work. Stop being lazy.